in about 5 seconds, 3 seconds. I was going to say there's going to be a pride of lions, but they beat me to it. Here they come. And straight to the object of this live post. I can't see who that is right now. One of the girls has her paws wrapped around the largest catnip ball we have ever had at the sanctuary. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. This is Olivia, and I'm joined here today by the one, the only Ukraine Pride. Young lions that call the sanctuary their forever home, and caretakers just gave them access to this very, very fun enrichment pile here. That would be the largest catnip ball, as I mentioned. That's just compressed catnip. You might have seen it in different sizes with other cats here, but then also catnip covered all sorts of other things. Toys here. Caretakers made sure to spread the catnip all around. So the lions wasted no time. I wouldn't expect any differently. And let me get a look at who's working on what here. It looks like, oh my goodness, Stinky Face, Lacia on the catnip ball right now, giving us a 10 out of 10 Stinky Face. And of course, Stefania checking that out too. Or Prada checking that out. Taras coming in to check out all the fun. And there we go. The catnip ball has been taken away, out of view. Taras, are you being a boy? You marking that tree? That's your tree? Well, everyone, that was fun and an exciting start, very boisterous start. I'll get into the comments here and say hello to everyone. Good morning, Heidi. Hi, Hillary. Good morning, Sherry. Hi, Lisa. Beverly Lawrence saying, so beautiful. I agree. Taras being a true lion and checking out that pine tree, getting it scent all over him. Heidi asking, when are they considered full grown? I think that they have probably a couple more years to go before I'd consider them to be adult lions. But even Taras will not be fully grown if you're going to count his mane until 5 or 6 years old. So quite a bit of growing left for these four to do, and maturing as well. They're quite goofy, as you can see. Hi, Kathy Barton saying hello to everyone and the kitties. Maria saying hello to the cats and the dog. I always love how you acknowledge Kiara. Carrie, hello. Giant baby lions. I know. Can we even call them babies? I think teens, not adults. Sub-adult lions. They certainly still act like cubs, though. That playful dynamic. Crazy babies. And I'm trying to find where the catnip ball might have gone. Lacey might have hidden it in this cave. Timo, do you see it? You're pointing at... Oh. Wow! Okay, so I looked it up right before the live, and that ball is 14 pounds. So Lacia, with lots of ease, took that right on top of the cave, and she is not sharing. Crazy girl! Thankfully, there's many other catnip balls to go around. Not the same compressed catnip, but lots of catnip all over the other toys. Ellen asking, what is it with male lions and pine trees? I don't know. I think about Wally the lion, who has since passed, loved pine trees. These lions loving pine trees, specifically this lion right here, Mr. Taras. And even Leo, we shared a video the other week of Leo rubbing all over a pine tree. So I think it's the perfect cologne for male lions, the perfect lion perfume. Kathy, teen years, be prepared. I know. Rowdy teens, Taras. Hi, handsome. Are you a true teenager? I think so. And going off to check everything out, make sure the mischief is managed. Rosie saying hello to me, Judson, and everyone else. I am here with the Lion Pride, but also taking photos and documenting our Judson and the rest of the media team. Joe and Timo, our awesome media interns. So there will be lots of content coming to Facebook and Instagram, I'm sure, of all this fun. But happy hump day, everyone. Happy Wednesday. What a way to kick it off. Taras, I think, found the catnip ball. Carrie, OMG, that ball weighs as much as a bowling ball. Imagine picking that up by your teeth. I know, a very heavy bowling ball, too. And it already has the signs of lion wear and tear on it. It's quite impressive, Taras. Quite impressive. You can see his claws there. And teeth marks. Hi, Lacia. And this is why we're a no-contact sanctuary, everyone. I love using this as an example. Lacia blocking our view for a moment. But I wouldn't want to mess with those claws or teeth. Taras is a lion, and he is equipped to be a predator, and we will always respect him as such. So that's quite impressive, Taras and Lacia, since she has left her mark on that too. Hi, handsome. You checking everything out? You have quite the audience here today. Silly lions. Kathy, hello, and saying hello to Taras and the rest of the pride. But this is the biggest catnip ball that I've ever seen, that we've ever used here at the sanctuary. And a couple days ago, we showed you the biggest blood sickle that we've ever made. So I think this is quite an impressive enrichment week. Way to go, caretakers. Big blood sickles, big catnip balls. And it's fun to see the big cats play with these things too. I think a pretty common question we get is, do big cats like catnip? And here you go. Some of the big cats do. I think we can confidently say now that the lion pride does like catnip. But with things like stinky faces that we saw earlier, that's how you know the scents are working, that phlegm response with the Jacobson's organ at the top of their mouth. They're displaying that when they're showing a stinky face. And just like your domestic cats at home, it elicits a super funny response where they're rolling around, they're getting excited. So it's fun to see the lion cubs like this, and I know that lots of other scents can get them this excited too, such as cinnamon, even perfume. Lots of different ways to do enrichment with the cats and rescues here. Kathy, oh wow, now that is a catnip ball, it sure is. Ellen, Claus, and Bree also saying murder mittens. That's a good way of putting it. And they're continuing. I love how these four just never wear out. It is constantly a party. And they were locked in, obviously, to go into the habitat for caretakers to set this fun up. The cats are locked inside for our safety and theirs. And I can tell you that these four were getting rowdy inside. They were very excited to be let back out. They were very vocal about their displeasure of being inside. And if you missed the beginning of the live, I definitely encourage you to go back because they came tumbling out of there quite fast. And I'm trying to see who's under the tree there. It would be Lacia and Taras, so the two catnip ball connoisseurs. Taras, you're so crazy. I think this is a double whammy right here with the pine tree and the catnip ball. I think that's Taras's dream cologne combo right there. And also sitting on his sister. Oh, that's Stefania. It's always challenging to tell these four apart. Hi, pretty girl. What are the people saying? 97 people watching. Lion party for this Wednesday. And Lacia here too. It's been pretty damp here this week, but damp weather is good weather because you'll notice that the pride's habitat is very, very green. It's very green all around. Look at the trees showing some leaves. I'm happy about it. It's getting pretty warm today too, so spring has sprung. And it's perfect for the cats here. It's perfect for the people. Mowing season is starting. It's very exciting. Heidi mentioning that they caught up in size to Prada, referencing the rest of the pride. When they arrived here about 1.5 years ago, Prada is slightly older than the rest of the group. She is a surrogate sibling. When they arrived, Prada was bigger, but now they've definitely all evened out in size. It's hard to even tell her apart from the rest of the group. Taras surpassing all three of the girls, of course. He says, no sharing. I want it all to myself. It's very impressive. Look at those gashes in the ball. And off you go. And more stinky faces. Henyatta mentioning that you can't even tell which one is Prada anymore. And I know they all look very similar. This is Prada. But I love how she's kind of seamlessly blended into the rest of the group. as a surrogate sibling. I think you can also tell the difference with her. She has a cowlick on her back. She has a little bit of a longer face. We're always talking about how to tell these four apart. What do you think, Tross? You're going to keep moving with it. Once again, that's 14 pounds. So that's a piece of cake for Taras here. He's very strong. Big teenage boy. Where's this at? Let me do another intro, everyone. Good to see you all here. We have 91 people. This is the Wildcat Sanctuary in Sandstone, Minnesota. We are a rescue and sanctuary to 140 plus wildcats in need. We are here with just 4 of those 140 plus. We call these 4 the Ukraine Pride, Taras, Prada, Lacey, and Stefania, rescued from Ukraine back in 2022. And they're going to live out the rest of their lives here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Safe at sanctuary, as we say, and this is just a very small slice of that wild at heart life. Playing with each other, playing with enrichment, and of course, all of their very generous supporters and watching their TWS family. Beverly asking, that's a good question. Olivia, are you right up against the fence or zooming in? I am currently right up against the fence, but as I was mentioning earlier, we are a no contact facility. We do not enter the enclosure with the cat. So if I back up here, I'm always behind a fence. I'm not sticking my hand through a fence, and I'm very closely watching the cats. Obviously, they're moving fast. They're moving very speedily, so I'm keeping an eye out while talking to all of you. Safety is the first priority. And that is correct, Maria, responding to Terry, that we are not open to the public. So that's another special thing about the Wildcat Sanctuary. Not only are we a forever home to our cats here, but because of their varied backgrounds and often traumatic backgrounds, we want this to be a true sanctuary for them. Peaceful and without being exploited, put on display. And so we are closed to the public, which is kind of cool that you're here, because this is the best way to see the cats, is on these Facebook Lives, on our other social media pages. So you and the rest of us, we are all seeing this real time, and I think that's very special. And Ellen, thanks for mentioning that we are very, very active on our social media pages. Yeah, Stefania, we are. We're very active on our social media pages, which is a unique way for you to get to know the cats, get to spend time with them. And of course, there's other ways to support the cats, such as through sponsorship or donating, which are very much appreciated. But regardless, just being here and commenting on these posts is great too. Taras taking that catnip ball to the highest point. Hi, Stefania. Lots of people. I love how our followers always chime in very politely to educate others, saying that we're not open to the public, that we're no contact. It's really special, the community we have here, and how much you care about our TWS mission as much as we do. Susan mentioning that it's always fun to watch the gang. I couldn't agree more. And there are multiple ways to watch the gang today, not just here on this live. Not just on the content that I'm sure we'll be posting in the coming days, but also on our Habitat live stream, Watch Wildcats. On YouTube, where you can watch the live stream of this Habitat today and see what the Pride is up to all day long. In real time, not just right now. And I'm sure there's probably a few people watching from that camera currently, which is kind of cool. Double dipping, I think, is how Judson put it a few weeks ago when we were doing a live stream on Facebook and with the YouTube live. I kind of want to keep tracking Taras around this corner here, since he is taking a journey with this catnip ball. Daria, great surprise this morning. Good to see you, Daria. I'm glad it's a good surprise. It is kind of a fun, unique Wednesday morning. Taras is definitely taking claim to this catnip ball. And if I had to guess, it's probably going to go off the side of that cave there. Taking a breather. Joy, good morning. Ukraine Lion teenagers. So that seems to be what we're going with. Teens for sure. And no problem, Beverly. thanking me for answering your question. We always encourage questions here. These lives are very conversational, so thank you for asking the question. Karen, that's very, very nice. You've grown so much since I started following you about 5 years ago. It's great that all these cats have a safe place to live, but very sad that there are more cats that need a place like this. I like that, Karen. I like that comment because, yes, we have to acknowledge that the captive wildlife crisis is still very much an issue, very much a tragedy, but we are doing our best to be a solution. I'm trying to talk about something serious, Taras, and you are being so goofy. But we do our best to be a solution. Of course, all of you are part of that solution. And it means a lot to hear you mention how much we've grown in the past 5 years. There have been so many things that we've added to the Wildcat Sanctuary to make it a better place for captive wildlife and to make ourselves better advocates for captive wildlife. So thank you. Terry, good question. What days do you do the live videos so you can always tune in? Well, here on Facebook, Monday through Friday, usually around 11 a.m. we try to shoot for, not always consistently, but we do lives Monday through Friday. Thursdays are kind of fun, especially if you're new. That would be our Wildcat wrap-ups with our founder and executive director, Tammy, where she kind of goes over what happened that week, answers any of your questions. But Monday through Friday, and then Watch Wildcats, our YouTube live stream, would be also Monday through Friday from around 9 a.m., 10 a.m. to the end of the day, which would be 5 o'clock. Maria, love watching these fun, active kids. They are active. I've had a hard time keeping up. And Taras is not letting up on that catnip ball. Back under the tree he goes.
Interception.
I keep missing it. It's hard. I feel like I would be a horrible sports announcer. They're moving so fast. What sport do you think this would be, Judson? If we had to pick a sport.
This is, I don't know, Olivia. What would be? I'm kind of thinking it's most like a football.
Football, yeah,
football.
yeah.
Whoever's got possession of the ball.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm going through sports in my head. We'll go with football. It's hard to document this lion football. And since you're here, Maria's asking if you're over there with your camera. Yes, Judson is with his camera.
Yep, Olivia holding down the live post for it. I'm over there clicking my camera. Joe has the cell phone so we can get some awesome vertical video. And then, of course, Timo helping me out with some photos too.
Oh, you two. A sibling squabble, not wanting to share, and Taras back with the catnip ball. Daria, yes, that's a perfect comment for that interaction. The girls have to learn Taras is the boss for now. They have their moments. They do.
But little does Taras know he's outnumbered.
He is very outnumbered. Very outnumbered. Kathy, typical cat, knock it off. Yeah, Ellen, I don't know. It's not going to be in one piece for very long. It's holding up pretty well so far. I've seen a few chunks taken out of it, but nothing crazy yet.
And admittedly, not only is it an effective piece of enrichment, but not surprisingly so, 14 pounds of catnip compressed into a ball. It's an expensive piece of enrichment. Mm-hmm. It's about $200 for that catnip ball right there. So, yes, it's fun for the crew. Olivia probably mentioned that we not only just have the catnip ball, but we have a whole plethora of catnip sprinkled around the habitat.
Yes.
So it'll probably be fun with the ball during the live post, and then we'll pull it out of there. They still have plenty of catnip and scents to enjoy for the rest of the day. Because there's, speaking of enjoyment, there's probably more enjoyment to be had out of that ball. And we know the Ukraine Pride, talk about teenagers having their way with stuff.
Yes.
We know that they'd have their way with it and then some.
Absolutely. Yeah. They keep doing the handoff. I'm reading all the comments, inputs on different sports. Lots of rugby.
Rugby, I think I could identify with too. I like
hockey,
rugby.
Soccer. I like rugby too. I was thinking rugby.
Hey,
hi, Taras.
Taras,
you got to take a water break.
Taras, are you even on this planet?
No, too much catnip.
We've been enjoying that catnip ball. We're like the feline bartenders here. We're gonna have to cut this guy off here pretty soon.
Yeah. We are gonna cut him off pretty soon, but he's taking his breather. I'm in the splash zone, Judson.
You are. I know.
Very vigorous drinker. Ashley, OMG, they are so much fun to watch. We are enjoying it just as much as you.
Great to hear, Ashley.
Oh, and Faith saying hello to Joe and Timo. That's very nice, Faith. They are an integral part of our team, and they might not make it on the lives as much, but they are bringing you the content that you see and love every day. Some more comments about rugby. We have the best and the coolest rugby team here at TWS. Curling and twirling, Kathy Barton, is that a sport?
Curling is.
Hey,
you're talking to, it's curling country here in Minnesota, Kathy.
What even is curling?
Olivia.
I don't. Okay, sorry, I'm from the southeast.
I'll have you know that the U.S. Olympic curling team has hailed from Minnesota, I think, for every year since there has been curling in the Olympics. So you are, as I said, Olivia, you are in curling country.
Okay. Well, that would be amazing if I even knew what curling was.
It's a really fun sport. Truth to tell, I don't know if I could describe it in detail, but it's a fun and unique sport. Very, I think it could kind of be easily identified with the catnip ball that's happening here. I'm
giggling a little bit, Judson, because Taras very quickly drank that water and then was coughing.
He drank the water too fast.
Yeah, and then back for more. Staying hydrated. Ellen, love how they'll come in close to the camera and they're humans. Yes, they're quite social, and that's to be expected since they were kind of unfortunately hand raised. I hate to say that positively because obviously we would have liked them to be with their mother, but they do like humans. They're pretty social, and ultimately, especially here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we're glad they're comfortable being here and with us. And it's nice for all of you to see them this close on a live. Lots of ice and granite and curling, Ellen.
Yep, that's right, Ellen.
Okay.
Stones, throwing stones.
Emily playing with heavy discs and a broom on ice. Okay, maybe I do know what curling is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you throw the granite stone, you kind of, there's some cool, physics involved where you're using friction and kind of in your favor. It's pretty wild. And leave it to a place like Minnesota to be good at curling when we're kind of locked in ice for so much of the year. I'm getting some resources even on Andrea saying for me to check out the Norwegian national curling team for their outfits. Ooh, okay, I like that. I will definitely go back and look it up, everyone. Duluth has a curling club too that's pretty famous and is fun to go to. And someone asking where the cub's mother is, unfortunately, we don't know that. And that's a tragedy within the captive wildlife crisis, and something we see too often, especially with these younger cubs, is people will ask, where's their mother? And we'd like to know the same thing. But in the nature of breeding these animals for profit and then trafficking them, unfortunately, mothers often go unseen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's worth pointing out, Olivia, is that, maybe if we're talking about something like that in the United States, we might label it as black market trade. Yes. In Europe, there is no laws governing the sale of these wildcats, and so they're, obviously unfortunate, but something that's just kind of symptomatic of the lack of regulation over there. Yeah, that's a good point, Judson, and it's very, very sad. We talk about the captive wildlife crisis. Mostly exciting developments in recent years, especially with the passing of the big cat public, is largely unregulated internationally. So stories like the Ukraine Pride, we don't know where Prada's mother is either. It's very sad, but the silver lining of it all is that these four get to be safe at Sanctuary for the rest of their lives. So that's something very special to focus on and highlight, of course, because your support makes that possible. Will they be breeding also? Terry asks. So we are a no-contact sanctuary, which we've gone over. We are not open to the public. And another one of our pillars is that we do not buy, breed, trade, or sell cats. So all of our cats here are sterilized one way or another or on some form of birth control. Taras has a vasectomy. We don't neuter our male lions because they would lose their mane. And the 3 girls are spayed.
And the reason for this is that even though these are endangered or threatened species, we don't know their genetic background. And in conservation, quality is more important than quantity. So we would only be contributing to the captive wildlife crisis if we were to breed the cats here, because their genetics do not have any sort of benefit to conservation. So no breeding, no selling, no trading. The cats are here for life, and they get to exist as the lions and tigers and servals and whatever other species that they are. And there goes the catnip ball with one of the sisters. Let me get a good look here. That would be Stefania. Good job, Stefania. That's a big, heavy catnip ball. Emily, yes, depending where lion cubs are located in the wild and how the male lions will fight for females, Taras would be getting near his nomadic journey. That's a good point. Yep, Taras is nearing 2 years of age. It's similar with tigers too, around that 1.5 to 2 year mark. The boys would be heading out on their own, but I think it's important to highlight, since Taras is obviously living with his 3 sisters, that if he were going off on that nomadic journey, he would be looking for a family of his own. Lions are a very social cat, so being with his sisters is fulfilling that biological need, and our hope is, of course, to have them together for the rest of their lives, and it seems to be going well so far, as you all can see, but we'll be monitoring that in the future. So if Taras were out in the wild, he would be going out on his own. He'd be leaving mom. The girls might stick around. It kind of depends on the females. Usually the females will stay within their family unit, but that's not always consistent. But regardless, at the end of the day, lions are very, very social. So everyone would be staying in a family group, which is why this is very special, that they get to stay together for the rest of their lives. Emily also saying that the best way to spend lunch is watching the Pride playing. Well, that's cool. What a great way to spend lunch. Lori, that's very nice. They have terrific enclosures with plenty of room to run and lots of enrichment. Oh, and you're responding to a comment mentioning that we should set them free. Lots of good questions today in our comment section. And I'd, of course, if you have questions, refer you back to our website, wildcatsanctuary.org. But for the ones that I can answer, as far as setting them free, they can't be set free. Unfortunately, these 4 were bred and born in captivity with the intention of going into the black market, being sold for profit. And they have no social skills, no abilities to be released into the wild. But aside from that, even if they did, hi Crazy, it is illegal. We couldn't release these cats into the wild. There would be no place for them to go. They don't know wild social structure. It would be setting them up for failure. So the good part is that they get to spend the rest of their lives here, thanks to your support. But that once again leads back to the tragedy of the captive wildlife crisis, which seems to be a theme in our conversation here today. So definitely check out our website to learn more. And it looks like a lot of our followers too are offering some good education in the comments. Stefania still working hard on that catnip ball. And reading some more comments here. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Heidi asking if they have caroled since last time. I haven't caught it. I haven't heard anyone else mentioning that they have heard it. I also saw a comment asking if Prada has caroled, but nobody to my knowledge has caught them caroling since we all caught it on that live, which makes it very special. That would have been April 30th, the last day of Miracle Match. If you missed it, we caught on our last live stream of Miracle Match the Pride caroling all together for the first time, but nothing as of then. I think we'll be sure to let you know if we catch it again. It'll be very exciting. Prada, you are crazy. You are doing laps right now as we're talking. And many kind comments about our work, but I always have to direct it back to all of you, our awesome supporters. Katie saying good morning. Glad you caught a live, Katie. Dawn, where are we? We are in Sandstone, Minnesota, and we are closed to the public, so no visitors, but The good news is that you caught us on a live, so this is the best way to see the cats. Ellen, we need more evening strolls to catch the caroling. Well, don't worry, Ellen. I think we'll have more evening strolls in the future. I'd like to catch more caroling. That does always seem to be the best time, is when all the people leave, the cats come out. Adrian, my apologies. Your sponsor girl isn't crazy, she's spunky. Yes, I'm assuming you're referring to Prada. She is very spunky. Joanne, that's a great comment too. The Ukraine lions have touched grass for the first time this week. I think these lions are a bit older, and you're referring to other lions in Ukraine that are being rescued and going to another sanctuary. I think that just goes to show, once again, the international captive wildlife crisis, and specifically in Ukraine. Judson was referring to earlier that other countries do not have as many regulations as the U.S. now has. And so it's exciting that other cats will get to live safe at sanctuary, especially after all they've gone through. And Emily commenting that hopefully the small wildcat crisis will be banned also. That is the hope. That is the hope, that there will be stronger legislation. Something we have talked about extensively in addition to the big cat crisis is the small cat crisis. There are more resources on our website to learn more about that. Krista, I have a question. If you have bad weather, do you all take cover? Do you all take cover? The cats take cover. The cats have access, 24/7 access to those temperature-controlled indoor bedrooms, and of course other habitat features such as the cave that they're on right now. So the cats have many, many places to take cover, and it just depends on the weather for the humans. Human safety is very important too, so if the weather gets a little sketchy, humans will head inside as well. Kendra, I keep looking at the holes and slashes in all their toys and understand that all of them are from play. And Lori responding to her saying, right, the holes and huge dents, the way they drag these heavy toys around like rag dolls. That tells you all you need to know about why TWS is a no-contact facility. Exactly right. And Faith mentioning that you shared a link, thank you very much. That is very helpful, Faith. I always appreciate that. Thank you, Yvette, for sending 100 stars. Marcy, so many kind comments today. You can attest to how absolutely beautiful this sanctuary is, and the large natural as possible anyways, enclosures that the cats have. That's very sweet, Marcy. We're doing our best. Those natural free roaming habitats are very, very important to the cats' care here, in addition to those 24/7 indoor temperature controlled bedrooms. Emily, when you volunteered, well, first of all, thank you for being a volunteer. You only heard the lions caroling maybe twice, and you were working closer to late afternoon. Yeah, it's really around that dusk and dawn. We were having a conversation on a live a couple weeks ago about the cats being crepuscular. And that just means that they're going to be most active around dusk and dawn. And that seems to be when they're most vocal too. Lion Leo is pretty vocal throughout the day, but as far as the other cats, that dusk and dawn times are really is when the sanctuary erupts. Thank you, Lisa, for giving some stars. It's very kind of you. Kim, they have just as much energy now as they did when they were little. They do. They have not run out of energy. I think maybe they take a few more naps here and there. You'll notice on that Watch Wildcats that they spend some time inside. They spend time lounging around, but when they have enrichment like this, they are wild. It's very impressive. That's a good shot of Taras's incoming elbow hair. Your mane is getting bigger and bigger every day, Taras. Well, everyone, the lions are winding down. Henyata, that's a good question. Before I wrap up here, did we get a new Chelsea or is that a different sanctuary? We will be going live with Miss Gwyn next week to share more about her story, but it was us that just welcomed a new Chelsea. I won't give too much away, but she's settling in well, and so many people helped with her transport, and including some of our supporters, and I think we've gained some new supporters from that transport, which is really, really awesome. And Andrew asking, how many kinds of cats do we have? We have about 14 different species of cats, ranging from lions that you see here, tigers, cougars, all the way down to servals, caracals, Asian leopard cats, and domestic cats, hybrids, all sorts of cats. And once again, I'll tell you to go to our website. You can see all the different species that we have, and of course our individual residents. Well, everyone, I think this has been a really, really great live. It has been crazy from start to finish, spunky, I should say. But this has been really, really fun. And oh, that's the perfect cue. I think that was Stefania just took the catnip ball inside. So I think we'll call it, well, there's a lion song. Let's see. Well, the Pride is not hanging around for a lion song, but Gino did pitch in, so we'll end on Gino here. They said, you're not going to catch us on another live singing today, but maybe sometime in the future. Thank you, everyone, for being here on another live post. If you have questions that we didn't answer, we'll try to get to those in the comments as soon as possible. And we will be live tomorrow for Tammy's Wildcat wrap-up. So thank you, everyone, and see you next time.